Hey guys, so this is my roundup video for the first question which I posted. I'm sorry that it's out of sequence. It was because I was on the cruise, obviously. Anyway, getting to the question. The reason why it's so difficult really is because sort of the average value which comes out, as a result, is the same. Like, because if you go with the same treatment for both children, you have 50% chance that both live, which is an average, 50% that both live and 50% that both die. So, those are equally likely, so the average is that one child lives. And obviously, if you give one to each child, then one lives in each situation, so the average is the same. And I think that's the reason why you really couldn't criticize someone for choosing to give both children the same treatment, at least not too harshly. Personally, I would go with the one treatment to each child, as Andrew and Eddie went with. I was actually kind of surprised that Blackrose went the other way, but whatever. That's her opinion. The reason why I think that you should go with the one treatment for each child is you should think of it as, if you go 50%, 50% that both live and 50% that both die, it's really like gambling with your children, and the giving one treatment to each child is like it's sort of the security that at least one would live. And I mean, you could consider it as though you're in a situation where, you could compare it to, rather, a situation where you have one child, but you have lost the other child, but a genie comes and says, I will give you, I know you just lost your child, but I'm going to give you a chance to get that child back. I'm going to flip this coin, and if it's heads, I'm going to give you your other child back. But if it's tails, I'm going to remove the child that you still have. So yeah, I think that's, and you would be wrong to go ahead with that offer simply because it's gambling with your children's lives, and that's why I would choose the one treatment each. But like I was saying, couldn't really criticize the other way much. I thought it was interesting Andrew thought this question was really easy. I don't think this is an easy question, and I really disagree with the reason why you thought it was easy. You said you were going with a risk assessment, that you made your decision based on which decision had the least risk. You were minimizing the bad stuff that could happen. And whilst you obviously seek to do that whenever you make a decision, it's sort of equally valid to try and maximize the good that comes out of your decisions. So what's the best thing that could happen, and go for the best thing that could happen. And in that situation you would go for the 50-50 each way. So, I mean, I don't really understand why you thought it was so easy and why you would go that way. I mean, you could have a situation where you had 3 children, and I mean, I don't know how to really put this together in a somewhat realistic situation, but if you had a situation where you had to choose between a 50% you had to choose between a 50% chance that all 3 would live and all 3 would die, and a certainty that one child would live. And in that circumstance, I would think you would have to go with the 50% that all 3 would live and 50% that all would die, because you sort of have an average there of 1.5 children. And I mean, it's really, people would criticize that as being sort of scientific and unemotional, But I think we need concrete ways of making these kinds of decisions. I haven't really read anything about it, but I believe the topic is called moral philosophy. And yeah, like I said, I think there should be concrete ways of making these decisions. And like I was saying, in that situation, you have three. You have 3 for the 50% chance and 0 for the other 50% chance, and you have an average there of 1.5 children. Whereas if you go with the other option, you just have one. So you're sort of, like I said, it's unemotional and it's hard to relate to, but it's like if you choose the option where you definitely have one child live, it's like you're killing half a child, because you know what I mean? It's like half a murder. But going by what Andrew was saying, you would have to go with the certainty that one would live, because that way you would be minimizing the risk. And I think that's sort of fallacious. I'm curious to know what you would say about this, because I sort of wanted to talk to you about this before, but I held out, obviously, because we want to keep a sort of impartial, keep the question impartial until we make our roundup thing, so we don't influence the other people's responses. And I really think that's a good idea. I think we should keep that up. And yeah, anyway, Blackrose's question video should be soon, and Andrew's roundup video should be tomorrow or today, whatever time difference screws everything up. But yeah, so I think this video has ended, so I'm sorry, I think I'm about to end this video. I don't think I have anything more to say. Yeah, so I don't know, I was going to talk some more about the cruise. The cruise was awesome, like I've been saying. I don't know, if you want to know more about that, just talk to me or something, add me on Skype. I'll put my Skype in the sidebar, and I'm not going to point to it because I can't think where it is at the moment. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. See ya.